Yes, Guruji, go ahead.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudire Shrimvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Adhyantastha Bhadrani Vidhanoti Savitsatam नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 18, summary and verse 1. This chapter is titled Lord Balarama Slays the Demon Pralamba. To summarize the chapter, this is the pastime by where Krishna and Balaram are playing with their friend and at the same time carrying out the killing of this demon called Pralambasura. So, while playing happily in Vrindavan, Lord Baladev climbed up on the shoulder of this demon called Pralamba and struck his head with his fist, destroying him. So, Sri Vrindavan, where Krishna and Balaram enacted their pastimes, was even during the summer decorated with all the qualities of spring. At that time, Lord Sri Krishna would become absorbed in various sports surrounded by Balaram and all the cowherd boys. One day they were intently dancing, singing, and playing when a demon named Pralamba entered their midst in the middle of their group, disguised as a cowherd boy. The omniscient Krishna saw through the disguise, but even as he thought of how to kill the demon, he treated him like a friend. Krishna then suggested to his young friends and Baladev that they play a game involving contending parties. Taking the role of leaders, Krishna and Balaram divided the boys into two groups and determined that the losers would have to carry the winners on their shoulders. Thus, when Sridhama and Vrishabha, members of Balaram's party, were victorious, Krishna and other boy in his party carried them on their shoulders. Pralambasura thought that the unconquerable Lord Krishna would be too great an opponent to contend with, so the demon fought with Balarama instead and was defeated. So, taking Lord Balarama on his back, Pralambasura began to walk away very swiftly. But Balaram became as heavy as Mount Sumeru, and the demon, unable to carry him, had to reveal his true demoniac form. When Balarama saw this terrible form, he struck the demon a ferocious blow on the head with his fist. His blow shattered Pralambasura's head, just as a lightning bolt hurled by the king of the demigods shatters mountains. The demon repeatedly vomited blood and then fell upon the ground. When the coward boys saw Lord Balaram return, they joyfully embraced and congratulated him as the demigods showered garlands of flowers from the heavens and glorified him. Text 1. Ishukuvacha Atha Krishna Parivrito Yatibhir Muditatmabhi Anugiyamano Nivishad Vrajam Gokula Manditam. Ishukuvach. Sukadeva Goswami said, next, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Parivrata, surrounded, Yatibhi, by his companions, Mudita, Atmabhi, who were joyful by nature, Anugiyamanaha, His glory is being chanted. Niyavisat, enter, Vrajam, Vraja, Gokula, by the herds of cows. Manditam, decorated. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sukadeva Goswami said, surrounded by his blissful companions who constantly chanted his glories, Sri Krishna then entered the village of Vraja, which was decorated with herds of cows. This verse doesn't have a purport, and this translation also is by the devotees, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, especially Hridayananda Maharaj, because Prabhupada had departed to the divine abode of Sri Krishna before compiling these verses, before compiling this volume here. Part of 10th canto was compiled by Prabhupada, but most of it thereafter was compiled by Hridayananda Swami and some other people who were helping him. So, Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Narayanam Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitantam Sajivam Advaitam Sarvadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitancha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Gurvani Pacharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So we see here that Krishna and Balaram, they are performing pastimes. And in the previous chapter, we saw the details about Kaliya, the history, like how he came about in that lake adjacent to the Yamuna River. And before that, Krishna chastises the serpent Kaliya. And, just like, we have here Lord Brahma's prayers to Lord Krishna and the stealing of the boys, the killing of demons. So all these pastimes are happening in Goloka, Gokula, Vrindavan Dham. And one after the other, we notice that Krishna and his friends, the calves that he is tending to, they are all having a good time with Krishna and Balaram. Every day is a picnic, and sometimes, even the secondary creator, Lord Brahma, is also bewildered. So we notice that all these pastimes are going on mentioned in a chronological order here, and in this particular pastime is actually dedicated to Lord Balaram. Balaram is in this Dwapar Yuga incarnation is the elder brother of Krishna. And so this particular pastime involves this, demon, Pralambasura. Pralambasura, most of these demons actually were basically sent by Kansa to, to kill the two brothers, Krishna and Balaram, because he was aware that he will die at the hand of Krishna. And if he was somehow able to eliminate Krishna, then he will become immortal. But, it's not possible to kill Krishna. Krishna is what? Krishna is sum total of everything that is material and spiritual. And if there is anything else besides that, is sum total of all of that. And who incarnates also in this material world. And how he does that? How he comes? Through his Yoga Maya, and it displays his universal form to his devotee like Arjuna. And through the medium of Arjuna, giving us the information that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and by all Vedas, by all process of knowledge, he is to be worshipped. And whatever he says and does is completely true and perfect. So for the enhancement of pleasure of his friends and devotees, he performs various pastimes. And just like we notice that, if we are in difficulty and somebody strong enough come to help us out, and we come out of that tough situation victorious, then we glorify that person. So here Krishna is performing pastime after pastime of killing the demons. But was that his primary business? No. Those are because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kavidas Goswami says that when Krishna descends, all other incarnations, including Vishnu forms, they come down with him, they descend with him in his body. And the job for killing the demons is actually Vishnu's job, because he is the maintainer. So he is eliminating the demons. Krishna came for enjoyment, full enjoyment with his friends, with his gopis, with his consorts, with his milkmaids like the topmost of them all, Radharani, to conduct pastimes in the groves of Vrindavan. Assisted by the gopis, they perform their pastimes, loving pastimes, and every one of those pastimes are full of some meaning, because it conveys the meaning that we are in this material world struggling very hard for what? Just a little bit of material sense gratification. And thinking like, this wealth that we have accumulated is going to last forever. And after I am gone, it is going to be with the children, and they will enjoy, and then their children, and they will enjoy. The real enjoyment is not, because any time anything can happen, and all the money that you have accumulated can be just drained in a splash, in a second. So we should not get puffed up, because everything is being done by Krishna. He will inspire from within, which particular leader or which particular administrator or which particular rogue and thief, you do not know. One do not know. One does not know about those things. And what time awaits us, we do not know. But if we are surrendered to Krishna, thinking that everything belongs to Krishna, and that if Krishna has given us certain material, facilities, let us dedicate it to Krishna himself. It is, after all, everything belongs to Krishna. Can we make even a speck of dust ourselves? No. Because everything belongs to Krishna. So it is our duty that Krishna is so kind that he's given us some privileges that we are able to, take care of our children, take care of, having taken the shelter, he's provided us a shelter, even though he's the shelter of the whole universe, whole cosmos. So, and these pastimes, just like, you see, like sometimes, even in one's own body, sometimes you develop some kind of a, ailment or some kind of a thing. And you want to treat it with some medicine, or even if you have a mosquito bite, you want to, scratch it. So here, killing a demon like, Pralambasura, who is supposedly a very powerful demon. And, for Balaram, it's a matter of a small little bug squashing them, just like we do that. So after all, it's, the business is paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha duskritam. So those things are happening through the agency of Vishnu, and Krishna is aloof from all those things. He is simply enjoying. But since Vishnu is within the body, and and Balaram is his first expansion, and he also has that. So he's doing that, and most of the time, most of the demons are eliminated by Krishna. So how does it happens? We know that Ashta Siddhis, Anima, Lagima, and all. So when they are playing, and Balaram having defeated Pralambasura in that game, Pralambasura, according to the rules of the game, was supposed to carry him on his shoulder to a certain distance and then come back. But Pralambasura started to carry him, and he goes beyond that little limit, and giving Balaram the suspicion that what's going on? This person doesn't seem to be interested in bringing me back. He's taking me away from the friends. So using his one of those siddhis, Anima Lagima, he became heavy, started to become heavy. And thereby, when Pralambasura couldn't bear the weight anymore, he came to his own original demonic form, and realizing that Pralambasura was a demon, Balaram strikes with his fist on his head, splitting open his skull, and then he starts to vomit blood, and he dies. So it's just as good as killing a fly. So that's how Krishna and Balaram, they perform their pastimes. But the goal for the listeners should be to understand this message, that if we are subservient to the Lord, we are surrendered to the Lord, then no matter how difficult a situation we face, we will come out victorious. Krishna is there to take care, whether that is a financial situation, whether that is a material situation, whether that is a spiritual situation, or caused by any Adi Devi, Adi Bhaudik, Adi Adhyatmic. Devotees of the Lord, they become immune to these three miseries. So that's how, those who are surrendered, they basically are able to transcend this material world, and it is compared this material world like a, like a hoof print of a calf, water contained in the hoof print of a calf, which you can easily jump over. So which you can easily jump over and transcend this material world and its miseries. For that, we have to become the staunch devotee of the Lord and serve the Lord with our purified spiritual senses. Perfect siddhi, siddha deha. Siddha deha means our spiritual body, with our spiritual body. Perfected body. Perfected body means having our senses which are spiritualized. If the senses are spiritualized, then we are able to serve Krishna. Hishikena Hishikesha. So with those, purified senses, we can serve Krishna and depart. When we depart from this world, we are transferred to the spiritual abode of Lord Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan, where the service continues. But a devotee doesn't aspire for such things. His only goal is to serve. So they even say that it is better for me to be born as an insect in the house of a devotee than to be born as Indra. So the process of purification is serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking Navada Bhakti. And what is that? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Adha Sevanam. So all those 8, as Prahlad Maharaj has said, all those 8 processes, 9 processes of serving the Lord, slowly, we will be able to purify our existence and our senses will become nirmal. Our heart will also become nirmal. So when our senses are purified and we continue to serve, then the goal is achieved. We are situated at the point where one is considered as a pure devotee of the Lord. So that's the goal. So once we achieve that, there won't be any birth and death because we have attained our spiritual constitutional position and we'll go back home to engage in the loving service of the Lord. Eternal, we are eternal servants. Shiv Krishna, Jiva Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das. Will be in our eternal constitutional position spiritually. But we must always remember that we are eternal servants of the Lord, but we can relate with Krishna because Krishna gives us the facility to worship Him. Like the residents of Vrajadham. How are they worshipping Krishna? They're not worshipping Him like Vishnu or they are not worshipping Him like not Shinga. They are worshipping Krishna as their one of their friends, one of their child, one of their, friends, child, like servant, or any of those five in conjugal love. So Madhurya Ras, so that's how. But one must always remember that one is an eternal servant. Even if you reach to the level of Madhurya Ras, still one must not get puffed up that I have become equal to Krishna or anything. No. Of course, Krishna does not enjoy when persons are conscious that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So that's why the bhaktas in Brajadhama, the gopis in Brajadhama, they were always having this jnana shunya bhakti, knowledge that Krishna is their parabol, not like Krishna is their personality of Godhead. If Krishna is the personality of Godhead, can you have a loving relationship with Krishna? The pastimes of Krishna, no. But that's our goal, is to love Krishna spontaneously, spontaneous loving relationship, rag and muga. So that's when we start to understand that we are making a little progress. Spontaneous loving service of Krishna is the goal of life, and before that starts, we have to purify our senses and purify our existence so that we can go back home where we can eternally associate with Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna's service. So the process and everything like Sambandha Jnana, Abhideya, Prayojan, everything is given by the Acharyas in Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual masters. And all we have to do is follow. Once we follow, Shamamoyini here is giving a comment saying that Pralamba represents hidden hypocrisy. So that's what we need to focus on and set that goal. It's not easy, but we should take inspiration from previous acharyas. We should take inspirations from association and carry on. Even if it is painful, we should carry on. And, always serve the Lord by chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much for joining in. I'll stop here. If there are any comments, questions, please feel free to address them. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful day.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.